Nigeria seeks duty-free markets for least developed countries. Anchor Boroughs program records 52.39% loans repayment plus. Pakistan suicide bomber kills 9 police officers. Hello, this is News Live on Viewers Television. I am Dr. Speller. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has called on developed and developing nations to grant duty-free and quota-free market access for products originating from the world's 46 least developed countries to ensure their integration into regional and global value chains. Speaking in Doha, the capital of Qatar, at the UN Conference of Least Developed Countries, the President strongly criticized the current structure of global financial systems, which places an unsustainable external debt burden on the most vulnerable countries. He warned that such debt burdens would make it extremely difficult for LDCs to meet the 2030 agenda for 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
The least developed countries are often faced with developmental vulnerabilities and challenges that are not always of their making. These pose huge obstacles to their development efforts, hence the need for urgent and robust assistance to help unlock their potential and build socio-economic resilience. This assistance can be provided within the framework of the Doha Program of Action, which is designed to help least developed countries exit their current classification.
Now, elsewhere, the Nigerian government and the government of India have signed a memorandum of understanding for collaboration on the conduct of meteorological science, technical research and development. The agreement was signed on behalf of Nigerian Meteorological Agency, known as NIMET, by its Director General, Professor Mansur Matazu, and Dr. Murtayunjay Mohapatra, Director General of the Indian Meteorological Development, who signed on behalf of IMD during the recent Executive Council of the World Meteorological Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. Explaining the essence of the MOU, the Director General of NIMET, Professor Matazu, said the main objective of the proposed collaboration is to provide bilateral relationship between NIMET and its Indian counterpart towards meteorological development in the two countries. Other proposed areas of collaboration include scientific research on meteorological and its application in various sectors, nowcasting and early warning capabilities, and capacity building activities. The National Institute of Security Studies has engaged with Nigerian Communications Commission to advance strategic collaborations that would enhance the application of information communication technology in improving national security. Speaking during a visit to the Executive Vice Chairman of NCC, Professor Umar Dambatata, at the Commission's head office in Abuja, the Institute's Director of Research estimates that library services Dr. Adegboyega Karim, he said that the visit was on a fact-finding mission to enrich ongoing research that focuses on globalization and regional integration for sustainable development in Africa. Karim led a commission of that's a delegation of executive intelligence management course 16 participants on a study group with representations from various security agencies under the auspices of NISS. Typically, senior officers in security agencies, including the military, police, intelligence officers, and other relevant agencies. Director of the Special Duties of the Commission, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, who received the team on behalf of the on behalf of Dambatata, affirmed the readiness of the Commission to collaborate with the Institute and indeed any private and public institution that is focused on national development. The Independent National Electoral Commission has assured Nigerians that the commission is results viewing portal is ready for use in the 2023 governorship election across the country. And it confirmed the REV suffered some glitches during the just concluded 2023 presidential and National Assembly elections. The commission, however, noted that the glitches experienced on the REV portal in the last elections has been fixed. Speaking about the challenge, the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, Rotimi Onyekami, confirmed that the IREV portal would be deployed during Saturday, March 11th elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission is asking the Presidential Election Petition Court to vary the others which was earlier granted the candidates of People Democratic Party Atiku Abubakar and Labour Party, that's Peter Obi, to inspect materials used by the last presidential election. In a motion on notice filed on March 4th, the electoral body imploring the court to vary the order which restrained it from tampering with materials used for the election. Now, the commission said it needed to reconfigure the bimodal voter accreditation system for the next round of elections. The court, that's the appeal court in Abuja, had on February 3rd granted the request of Obi and Atiku to have access to all sensitive materials INEC deployed for the conduct of presidential election held on February 25th. The applicants urged the court to compel INEC to allow them to obtain documents in its custody that were used in the presidential election. They maintained that the requested documents would aid in their petition against the outcome of the presidential contest that was declared in favor of the candidate of All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu. When Newsrife returns, police record 185 incidents, 203 arrests, recovered 18 firearms during the February 25th polls. Details of this and many more comes to you right after this break. Do stay with us.
Onyome deni kakizenti Iluzie solunwa kuna bini Inata kwala Inakwazie kame ya nino wamono Okungwali boy kakizenti Iluzie bulwa Onyome bezi nani go Okungwali boy kakizenti Iluzie olo nana Mwane mebe nebe Onyo mebe zinani po Ogazi amaka wajina gombo Ogazi amaka wajina Osili onyama Mkenkenyi Ekeke na logika shakalo Ajia shakata namu Sakebeno Ajia salebe Hasadebe na yamu Hobia muze no sinimo Sadebe no Namo Maneme bene
Welcome back if you're just joining us. This is News Live. Now a recap of our top stories. Nigeria seeks duty-free markets for least developed countries. Anchor Borrowers Program records 52.39% loans repayments plus. Pakistan suicide bomber kills 9 police officers. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, has revealed that the police recorded and responded to 185 major incidents after it arrested 203 electoral offenders during the presidential and National Assembly elections held on Saturday, February 25th, 2023. He also noted that the case are currently at various stages of investigation at the Nigerian Police Electoral Officer's desk, adding that they will be concluded and processed to the legal development of the Independent National Electoral Commission for prosecution in due course. The police chief made this revelation on Monday during a meeting with strategic police managers comprising of deputy inspector generals of police and members of the force management team, among others, at the Goodluck Jonathan Peacekeeping Whole Force headquarters Abuja. He equally attributed the professionalism of the officers to the various pre-election pieces of training, planning, massive operational assets, procurement and deployment, as well as prioritized welfare. According to the police chief, the essence of the meeting was to debrief officers posted for election security management duties and appraise the performance of officers at the February 25th presidential and National Assembly elections, identify gaps, and also perfect the action plan for the forthcoming March 11th elections. The national leadership of People's Democratic Party has held a back uniform protest to the national headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Abuja to protest the outcome of the February 25th poll. The PDP flag bearer Atiku Abubakar, the party's national chairman, Iyochia Ayu, the vice presidential candidate of the party, that's Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, among other leaders of the party, led this protest. The protesters later blocked the INEC headquarters entrance. The security personnel at the commission, however, locked the gate. Others at the protest include the chairman of Presidential Campaign Council and Governor of Akwa Ibom State, that's Udom Emmanuel, the Director General of PCC, and Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal. The Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed May 31st for the judgment in a suit filed by Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, praying for an order restraint of the People's Democratic Party from suspending or expelling him from the party. Justice James Omotosho fixed the date on Monday after the counsel to the governor, that's Dr. Joshua Musa SAN, and lawyer to the PDP, that's Johnson Usman SAN, adopted their processes and presented their arguments for and against the suit. Recall, Wike had sued the People's Democratic Party, its National Working Committee and the National Executive Committee as first to third respondent, respectively. Now, the governor in a suit also joined the national chairman of PDP, that is Dr. Yochia Ayu, national secretary of the PDP, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, and the Independent National Electoral Commission as the fourth and sixth respondent, respectively. Wike is praying for an order directing all parties to maintain the status quo and stay all actions in the matter relating to the threat to suspend or expel him by the first to fifth respondents pending the hearing and determination of the originating motion. Yobe State government has lifted a ban on riding of motorcycle across 7 local government councils of the state following a decade of Boko Haram insurgency. Special advisor on security affairs to the governor, Maimala Buni, Brigadier General Ahiru Abdul Salam, disclosed this in a press statement signed and made available to journalists in Damaturu, the state's capital. According to him, the motorbikes are to operate between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily, not to be used for commercial purposes, that is achaba, and there will be no conveyance of passengers on motorbikes. Abdul Salam also disclosed that there would be no interlocal government area movement with motorbikes, and anyone found violating the condition will be appropriately sanctioned. The Federal High Court in Nigeria is set to commence its Easter vacation from Friday 31st March to Monday 17th April 2023. In a press statement by the Assistant Director of Information and the court, that's Catherine Christopher, said the vacation is pursuant to the provision of the Order 46 Value 4 subsection B of the Federal High Court, that's Civil Procedure Rules 2019 as amended. She said the court assumes sitting on Tuesday 18th April 2023 in all judicial divisions. She further stated that during the vacation period, the Abuja, Lagos and Port Harcourt judicial division shall remain open to the public only for cases of extreme urgency. News live on Viewer Television. Business, international and entertainment news comes to you right after this break. Do stay with us.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Where are you?
I'm at the Envoy Hotel, Diplomatic Drive 305. Here for a business weekend. It's been an amazing stay. Conference hall and business facilities here are stylish and innovative. The Envoy Hotel is luxury, esoteric, opulence, for ultimate comfort.
more than just a place to stay. We are an icon of comfort, style, and thoughtful luxury. We are Envoy Hotel.
Two souls came together. Two souls came together. Forever now.
Fragrance, the new luxury fragrance for men and women.
of business. According to the report gathered, Nigeria's oil production output may fall this month over fresh pipeline explosion. The fresh explosion was said to have rocked a major export pipeline in Niger Delta, with about 12 deaths reported on Thursday at Rumwekwe community in the Omoha local government area of Rivers State. The explosion occurred at a major export pipeline, the 180,000 barrels per day Trans-Niger pipeline that passes through the Rumwekwe community. Nigeria's crude oil production has begun to recover, having increased by 100,000 barrels per day last month, according to data obtained. However, with the fresh developments, Nigeria risks losing exports to 180,000 barrels per day this month, which could amount to losing over 4 million barrels of exports if the pipeline is not quickly repaired. The Central Bank of Nigeria says that total repayments as of the end of February 2023 under the Anchor Borrowers program stands at 0.503 trillion, representing 52.39%. The CBN adds that the balance of 0.119 trillion naira was not due for repayment. The Acting Director, Corporate Communications Department, that is Dr. Abdul Mumin Isa, disclosed this in Abuja over the weekend while chatting with journalists on the performance of the ABP. He revealed that the bank had released the sum of 1.079 trillion naira as of February 28, 2023, of which 0.960 trillion naira was due for repayment. According to him, the CBN ABP had supported about 4.57 million smallholder farmers at the end of February 2023 who cultivated over 6.02 million hectares of 21 commodities across the country. The Central Bank of Nigeria again has disbursed 114.717 billion naira to beneficiaries under its 100-400 policy on production and productivity since the commencement of this intervention. This was disclosed in a communique issued by the CBN governor, that's Godwin Emefiele, after the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting held in Abuja. He stated that the funds were expended on 71 projects across healthcare, manufacturing, and agricultural sectors. The CBN program launched in January 2022 is for select 100 private sector companies with projects that have the potential of significantly increasing domestic production and productivity, reducing imports, increasing exports, and also increasing non-oil exports, and overall improvement in the foreign exchange that's generating capacity of the Nigerian economy. According to the guidelines for the implementation of the initiative, the CBN fixed the maximum loan amount that a participant could get at 5 billion naira. The federal government has approved the disbursement of 309 billion naira worth of promissory notes to 199 exporting companies, according to a statement signed by the head corporate communications Nigerian Export Promotion Council, that is Ndubweze Okeke. The disbursement comes under the Export Expansion Grant Scheme. The executive director, that's our CEO of NEPC, Dr. Ezra Yakusak, while issuing letters to some beneficiaries of the scheme in Abuja, disclosed the approval and commended the federal government and the National Assembly for approving the payment of outstanding claims to the beneficiaries. The EEG is a post-shipment scheme targeted at stimulating increasing in the volume and value of made in Nigerian products in the international markets. The scheme is also intended to encourage export of value-added products as raw agricultural commodities. African fintech unicorn Flutterwave has denied losing the sum of 2.9 billion naira to hackers. It was earlier reported on Sunday that the hackers stole the sum of 2.9 billion naira from accounts of the company, and over 300 customers were affected by the fraudulent act. Meanwhile, the company disclosed nothing of such had happened. It further disclosed that none of its customers had lost funds nor